let's go straight to the phone. Jessica, how are you?
Hi, John. I'm good. How are you?
Outstanding. Good morning. How can I help?
Good morning. So I've been dealing with some issues in my marriage regarding infidelity. I've been married for 10 years, and we have 2 kids, and I saw your post the other day about mercy and forgiveness, and I was just, wanting to get some guidance on, like, when to keep giving mercy and forgiveness, or when, is it enough?
So tell me about the history of your marriage, 10 years. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so everything, everything was pretty much okay, and I was, like, happy. We just had a child last year, and our second baby, and I thought my family was complete and everything, but I went out of town with the kids and came back and found out that he had been, going out and partying and seeing other women, and I'm just, struggling with this a lot.
So is this recent, or has this been going on for the arc of the decade y'all have been together?
So that, I just found that out recently, but when he came clean about everything, he did say that he had been with at least, 3 women during the 10 years of marriage.
And
so we were working things out. I forgave him, and I was trying to work things out with him. But a couple months ago, I just found some emails where he had gone to meet up with a prostitute. So I was kind of just shaken by that, and I'm not sure if I'm able to continue with him or not.
So what do you want to do?
I feel like I'm ready to move on.
And when you say ready, I feel like I'm ready to move on, that sounds pretty benign, finding out that somebody after a decade has been cheating on you, hiring prostitutes.
Yeah.
Tell me how you feel.
I feel, well, at first I was really ready to forgive. I thought it was just like, we've been together for a long time. We got married young. But he kind of, I don't know, I guess his attitude about it, like the days where I didn't feel good, I felt like he didn't give me, like, a shoulder to cry on, or like listen, or with compassion,
Well, a compassionate person isn't going to have serial affairs and call prostitutes, right? So somebody who cares about your feelings isn't going to do that. Yeah. I wouldn't expect that in your moment of need and crisis, that suddenly this person's going to show up and be the knight in shining armor that you've thought he was for the last decade. How old are your kids?
Yeah. Well, the youngest one is only 1 year old, and the other one's a first grader.
Yeah. So you're in it up to your eyeballs already, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, everything seemed okay. I thought, our family was complete. It just kind of came as a shock to me that it came at this time in my life whenever everything was good. Like, had it been at a time when we weren't so good, like, I could understand, but.
So what can I help you with?
Well, I guess, he's, of course, asking for forgiveness, and, I just don't know if I should keep giving forgiveness at this point.
So forgiveness and tolerating unhealthy, unsafe behavior are 2 totally different things. And so I'm a huge proponent of forgiveness. Forgiveness is baggage that we carry around when other people hurt us, right? It's like punching yourself in the nose and hoping somebody else will bleed when you don't forgive somebody. It's just a waste of your own energy. But that doesn't mean that you allow yourself to repeatedly get bit by the same rattlesnake, right? That you keep sticking your hand back in the bag hoping the snake won't bite you again. It's going to bite you. It's shown it's going to bite you, and it's told you, I'm going to bite you. It's demonstrated over and over. This is what I do. And so I'll forgive the snake. The snake is what it is. I'm going to stop putting my hand in the bag, and I'm going to tie the bag off, and I'm going to give it to somebody else because I'm going to quit carrying that bag around. And so forgiveness, mercy, those are different than continually letting yourself get kicked, right? And here's the other thing. One of the most damaging moments of this, besides the betrayal coming from your husband, right? That sense of just utter, what do I do now? I've got this perfect little family, and all of a sudden it is not what I thought. Is this frightening, scary moment where you, Jessica, no longer trust Jessica because Jessica thought everything was good. And Jessica thought I had a great little family with its own little ups and downs, but that things were great. And you've lost trust in yourself. And these are really critical moments when you've got to have people around you that can help you see clearly and help you plot out what the next point's going to be. Because it's not as simple as just saying, you know what, I'm through, I'm moving out tomorrow. If you don't have a place to move, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you've got a kid that you're homeschooling in first grade or half quarantine schooling or whatever, and you've got a 1-year-old still toddling around the house, it's not so easy. So you're going to have to get some folks to walk alongside you. Are you convinced that the marriage is over?
I mean, I see, like, the man that he is that, takes care of his responsibilities and his family and loves us and cares about us. But
hold on.
I also...
That's not... A man who's going to be hiring prostitutes on his wife is not taking care of his responsibilities. He says that he considers it progress that he didn't actually... He says he got there and he was there, but then he felt bad and left and didn't do anything. But I mean, obviously I don't have any proof that he didn't do anything. So. Nonsense.
He says that's progress, that he's trying to get better.
Nope. I'm going to 100% disagree with that. And you can give him the number to the show and tell him to call me. No, absolutely 0% progress to call a prostitute and just go hang out in the hotel and just be like, hey, what's up? This is part of my halfway house. I just call prostitutes, pay them for their time, and we play cards, and then I go home. That's not progress. Progress would be coming to you on hands and knees saying, I have failed you. I've failed our kids. I've failed our marriage. I've broken the vows that I swore before our friends and our family and our community. And if we're people of faith behind or in front of whatever deity we pledged ourselves against, and this will never happen again. And here's my credit cards, so I'm not going to be stupid. Here's the number to a marriage therapist. Here's the number to our financial advisor. Here's all the credit card statements. That's what submission looks like. That's what humility. That's what I screwed up real bad, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it right. That's progress. Nonsense. Progress. I didn't inhale. Geez Louise, you're going to get me all fired up, and it's the morning here, Jessica. So here's the deal. Not progress. I'm never going to be in a position where I'm going to tell somebody this marriage is over if somebody's not safe. That's going to be a call that you're going to have to make. I will tell you that somebody who does not come back from doing something stupid, from having an affair, and is not utterly repentant on their hands and face, ready to partner with you and a professional therapist or a pastor, a couple of married couples in your lives that you know well, that you trust, and is not ready to turn over everything and be totally clear and transparent. I'm not buying it. Somebody's good that's not going to let you have really hard days and pick up the slack with the kids, that's not going to give you a shoulder to cry on, isn't going to let you leave the house for some time because you're going to have to reorient yourself to a new marriage, to a new partner, to a new you because you don't trust yourself anymore. Man, that's just the wrong attitude all the way across the board. And somebody who's been a serial cheater over the course of a decade, who's seeing prostitutes in the middle of COVID, for God's sake. We're not supposed to even go outside, right? What are you, meeting a prostitute in a hotel with a mask on? God almighty, dude. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to be the one that tells you to pull the trigger. That's going to be a decision you make. I'm going to tell you that I'm not seeing any sort of repentant behavior, any sort of, you know what, I was wrong, let's make this different, let's change. It sounds like he doesn't think you're going to do anything. And I want to also publicly acknowledge women in these awful situations, because there's economic ramifications to just walking out the door, right? It sounds all cool to say I'm marching, right? But you have a 1-year-old and a first grader, and you've got to think about rent, and you've got to think about food, and you got to think about childcare, and all of those things take wisdom. All of those things take careful planning. And so please get with somebody today. Get with somebody that you trust, that you can be vulnerable with. Have them go to an attorney with you if that ends up being your next step. Have them sit down with your husband if you decide you want to have further conversations. But progress. Nonsense, man. Nonsense. 1-844-693-3291. Dude, you call me progress. God almighty.